Hello there, and welcome to episode 34 of the Fandom Podcast. Today we have no Josh, but we have Jack.
Hello, everyone.
It's a different Jack from last time, but we've had you on before for episode 19, I think.
Yes, it was the. Oh no, it was a 25 sub special. That was what it was.
Yeah, uh, yeah, I
So
remember that one. Yeah, and you said
yeah,
Blade and Morbius looked alike.
they do.
Fair enough.
Obviously, except one of them black, but yeah.
Yeah. Um, Obviously Morbius is one of the films of all time. Man. Oh Jesus. So, yeah. Um.
Yeah,
Anyway, how are you today?
I'm good, thanks, Aaron. How are you?
I'm very good as well. We have no Josh because he's away on holiday. Um, Missing another episode, so that's an
Skiving.
I know. Yeah, it's sad to see, but anyway, you still got me, so that's all right. Anyway, let's get into. We didn't really get any films or series this week. So we're just doing some top threes and some information. So yeah, top three films of all time. Jack, do you want to go first on this one?
Oh yeah, sure, I'll go first. So when I was growing up, I was a big fan of the Transformers franchise. My dad used to buy me all these little figures. So for that reason, my third favorite film is Transformers: Rise of the Fallen. Really good film. It's got Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, what's his name? Rainn Wilson has a cameo in it, who plays Dwight in The Office. So that's a cool one. My second favourite film is a short film, the Top Gear Africa special. It's a brilliant thing, so good. Great cinematography, great songs, brilliant, great characters. And
Wait, honestly,
a
what?
recent film's come out.
Honestly,
Oh,
wait, I forgot to say how the top threes work. Basically, you're doing like three, and then I'll go three, and then you go two, and then I'll go two, and then you go one, and I'll go
okay,
one.
yeah, fine.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, you go then.
all right, I'll say three and two, and then you can do one. So my third favorite
Yep.
film is a film that released last year. It's The Suicide Squad. Um, when I watched this film, I wasn't expecting much from it, but I walked out of the cinema thinking some of the best comedy I've seen in a film, some of the best action I've seen, um, and at the end of the day, it wasn't even like a proper like hero story. It was just a bunch of realistic kind of villains who, by all odds, took down the um, starfish villain. So yeah, it was a really cool film. Um, and yeah, still one of my favorites to date.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree with you on that. That's a great film, yeah.
yeah, I remember rewatching it this January actually, and I still holds up as one of my favorite films of all time, just because of it. It completes every aspect for me. Um, Also in number two, same director and same for same kind of reasons. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
as I've always been a Marvel fan, so this was coming at one point, but I love Guardians of the Galaxy. My nan got me into it when she showed me the first Guardians of the Galaxy film, and I did watch Guardians of the Galaxy 2 as well. I think she did show me that one. Um, and I love the franchise. Like all the characters, Rocket, Groot, Star Lord, Drax, they're all amazing. Gamora, Nebula, they're all amazing characters in this. Um, James Gunn is probably one of my favorite directors of all time, just because of the fact he does comedy so well, and he finds that balance between it. He finds balance between that and a lot of action. So Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it also does very well with its music choices. Like some of the music it has, um, I like at the start of the film with Mr. Blue Sky, and it's Groot dancing about while the credits roll. Um,
Yeah,
that's an amazing scene. Um, so I think the fight with Ego at the end as well, that was very cool. And
that was a good. That was good.
yeah, and Yondu's sacrifice as well. That was amazing. So just
Yeah, that was good.
everything about this film was just I loved it. So yeah, what's your number one?
My number one, it's a recent film, Top Gun Maverick. I walked into that cinema with my dad. I was thinking, this is the first Top Gun film. I loved it. I remember watching it at home. Like my dad been like nagging me to watch it all the time. And I'd be like, oh, I finally broke down and watched it, and I loved it. And this Top Gun Maverick, I walked into the cinema. I was expecting it to be, good, but not too good. I was shocked. I was like amazed. Really, it was just the cinematography was great. Like there was like quite a few plot twists at the end. A bit of plot armor, but in general, it was a great film. I loved it. It was brilliant.
I must say, I do think I agree with you there. It was a great film. And my second favorite this so far this year. Just just everything about it was great, like the action and stuff, and like you said,
Yeah,
the cinematography.
it was brilliant.
Yeah. So my number one is Morbius. Morbius was a great film. No, I'm only joking. Um, all right. Back to the Future. The first one. Um, I think definitely, yeah, it's just such an iconic film. Um, the DeLorean, obviously like one of the popular cars in the 80s. That being like the main time travel. Yeah, like that the time travel machine thing. Um, yeah, Doc like Christopher Lloyd. Playing Doc Brown in it, amazing. Uh, the music in it. Um, I think one of the main scenes I can remember this film that I love is George McFly punching Biff, uh, like just before I think it was the dance. That was great enough. I think one of the things that makes it so great is that even without the sequels, it still could have been one of the best films of all time. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, just because of the fact what was I going to say? Um, yeah, like it could have just stayed like that. The fact that um, Marty went back in time and managed to fix everything, like his parents' marriage, um, and even himself and his life. So that was amazing. Uh, what else was there? I did also go watch a musical of this um, last Christmas. I will say I'm not I wasn't too big on musicals before, but I, it wasn't bad. You know, it's Back to the Future at the end of the day, so I can get behind it, and it was just decent. So
was it
yeah,
because
that's
of cheesy 80s songs though?
what was that? Sorry.
So was it just those cheesy 80s songs?
No, it wasn't terrible to be honest. It wasn't just like cheesy 80s songs. It was it like your parents may remember or something like that. Um,
Yeah,
it was genuinely decent. So yeah, that is Back to the Future at the number one spot. Um,
yeah, it's iconic film that.
yeah, definitely. I think it can be argued as one of the best. Oh, you know what I should have put actually.
Oh,
Quite tired. I should have put Forrest Gump.
oh yeah,
Oh,
that film was a great film.
yeah. To be fair, if I probably do this list again, Suicide Squad would be fourth. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 would be third, and Forrest Gump would be second because Forrest Gump was again an iconic film.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you like action films, a great film is a bit gory, but it's called Tropic Thunder. It is great. It's about Vietnam. It's sort of about Vietnam. It's very very good. It's based on it's got Robert Downey Jr. in it, and he does blackface. But yeah,
What's it on? Like Disney Plus, Netflix, or anything?
I think you're gonna have to probably watch it on HD today because it's quite an old film, but it's a good film. It's very good.
Okay, I'll add that to my watch list and try and
Yeah,
watch that at one point. All right. Next up is top three Batman villains. Do you want to start off on this one?
yeah, sure. My third favorite, from I don't remember what year it was, but there's quite an old Batman film is Jim Carrey's Riddler because that ginger hair is simply iconic. He looks funny. He is funny. He's just a great actor, and he's a great villain and all.
I never watched that film before, but I know my dad he has like a sculpture of it, and even just looking at it, it looks iconic. Like the ginger hair, the weird suit with all the question marks on it, and it is staff as well with a question mark on it. Is all weird. So, yeah, that's great. My number 3 is Clayface. Clayface, I have seen in a few comics actually, and yeah, his backstory was, he was an actor who I'm pretty sure it's a little bit like Sandman, who had some like science experiment, where he fell into a science experiment. I'm pretty sure, and it messed with his it messed with his DNA, so that caused him to become the Clayface, um, and I think from there he just couldn't really live with himself, and I guess some people probably just took advantage of that and used him to rob banks and stuff. But yeah, he's a very cool he's a cool villain. I think one thing that does make him also quite cool is the fact that he can change his hands can change into any shape. He can turn into any shape, and I think he's just a cool character. Yeah.
Yeah, he's quite a cool character. I like the concept of him.
Yeah, he is cool. Yeah. Your number 2?
Yeah, my number 2 is Deadshot by William Smith, because in the Suicide Squad, that scene where he faces off against Batman, I know it is, I think it's part of his imagination, but it is still a very good scene. Like, I also just love, I love the, I just love everything about him, really. He's like, what he's called, Bloodsport from the thingy film, but just a lot better, if you know what I mean. Will Smith perfectly embodied him.
Fair enough. I prefer Bloodsport, but yeah.
Small weird.
Alright, I'll see if I can find some comics of that actually, because I know there is a comic book shop nearby, and they probably have Deadshot comics in there.
Yeah, they probably do, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, next up, my number 2 is the Riddler. The Riddler in general. So, as you explained, Jim Carrey's Riddler is also very iconic, and in the new Batman film, the Riddler, I think he just it gives this whole new look on the character, and obviously for the Batman sequels, he's going to be amazing. Just to see him working alongside other villains like the Joker, and I think they're planning to do one other character as well. I can't remember, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing, because they've done this whole new twist of him where he isn't joking about anymore. He's going straight up, putting bombs where you're driving into churches with bombs around the neck. Let's see, taking people's faces off, just straight up clobbering people around the head, killing them. In this film, he was just amazing. I think the mystery behind it all as well, and how Batman finally found out. But then he had the last laugh with Gotham City being flooded. I think that was amazing. So yeah, and number 2, Riddler.
Yeah, that is he's in that new Batman film, is not only is the film good, but the just the way he's portrayed is just great.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He's just perfect in the film. That's the thing. I think he's the villain we've been trying to look for a long time. That they finally just got out with and said, let's just make him a psychopath.
Yeah, yeah. All right, my number 1 is of course the most iconic Batman villain, Joker. Selectively Heath Ledger, because he's easily the best Joker. It's great. Like the way he plays him in the Dark Knight is just you can understand now just how crazy he actually is. Like not only that, he's just an iconic Batman villain. I think he deserves to be in my number 1 spot.
Surprisingly enough, I also had him at my number 1 as well. I think every film he's been in, he's been amazing. I think even from the animated series, like some of the animated clips, he's just insane. Really, he's I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
There was one scene where he killed Superman's wife and his unborn child, and destroyed Metropolis. And you can just see in that one scene where he just goes He is crazy. Obviously, it's animated, but um,
Yeah.
I think his quote in that scene was, "It was as easy as killing a kitten with a puppy." I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Mm.
Which
Yeah,
was
like another example of that is the what's that one where he kill? I think it's a comic. I think it's where he kills where he kills like a version of Robin. He like takes his face off or something and then makes him into some geezer with a yellow or orange and red mask. As I say, I've never read the comics, but yeah,
I
I've
have
seen it on TikTok.
I have heard that before actually. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
he's just a. I think one thing about him is that he doesn't hold back, um, unlike, and I think DC have done that very well with that character. Um, yeah, the fact that he doesn't hold back is just it is that's what makes him so iconic. Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him in some of the new Batman films as well.
Yeah.
Um, all right then. Next up is our top three troopers or Star Wars troopers. Do
Yeah.
you want me to start off on this one?
Yeah, you can start.
All right. So at the number three spot is the Dark Troopers from the Mandalorian. We didn't get to see much of them. We got to see like a couple of episodes, but it was just they weren't. First of all, they weren't actual troopers. Well, they weren't human troopers. They were droids, which is what makes them even more impressive because it's just a massive upgrade from like the B1 battle droids and the droid echoes and the other droids that I can't remember. These ones were
Yeah.
just basically brought Mando. Yeah, Mando could only eliminate one of them, and even that was with loads of trouble. Um, yeah, and then I think obviously they do get clattered by Luke, but that's because it's Luke. It shows how
Yeah, it's
powerful
all
they
right.
are. That's the thing. It and I think when they go, um, they take Grogu in the was it I think in the penultimate episode of season 2, and they just come down and quickly take him. I think it just shows how good they are. Um,
Yeah.
they can fly about. Their design is amazing, and yeah, they're very cool.
Yeah. Right, my number 3 is the original Stormtrooper because I'm a big fan of the classics. I think it was Revenge of the Sith. I think it's that film with the original Stormtroopers. They just look good. Like,
Uh,
I see no flaws in that. I see no flaws in that suit. It's just brilliant. The white and the black perfectly contrast, and I just love the fact that I just love them.
wait, you're talking about not Revenge of the Sith, and New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the
Yes,
Jedi.
yeah.
Saved you there. Yeah. Um, all right, my number two is also the original Stormtroopers. Definitely the most iconic out of all the troopers in Star Wars. Known for their bad aim, obviously, but
Yeah.
uh, during the early periods of the um, during the early periods of the Empire, they were just a massive role. They're a key role in expanding the Empire and winning battles and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
their design is also amazing. Um, and yeah, I just think they're pretty cool. I've got more about to say number one, but couldn't really think about what else to say for Stormtroopers. So yeah, your number two?
Yeah. Yeah, my number 2 is Shadow Troopers. This is because not only is they're just basically the original Stormtrooper, but black, but their abilities are very cool. Like I think they can go invisible. It's shown in the first Star Wars Battlefront game. They can turn invisible. They don't have bad aim, and I just like the way the suit looks. Really, like I can't really describe it. It's just a nice looking suit.
I'll have a quick look at the show. I don't think I've ever heard of it before.
Shadow Troop. They just
Yeah,
have a look.
just I swear I've seen it somewhere before, but yeah, I've never really seen it. That's the thing. It looks. I will agree with you there. It does look very cool. If I can add in a picture of that, I will. Shadow Troopers. Um,
You look very
Yeah. Oh wait. All right. Next up, and my number one is the Scout Troopers mainly from Return of the Jedi and the Mandalorian. So I'll start off with the Mandalorian ones. I think the fact that you just remember all these troopers have regular lives, and them two are just sitting down on the bikes and just talking. Um, I think that's just it. It was just a great scene to see. Um, quite funny, and it also brings you down to some realization that they are normal people, and obviously, they're a bit like anyone who has a job. You see them talking about Moff Gideon, about how he's killed some of the troopers, and just like, oh, what's up with him? And one of them wants to have a look at Grogu the whole time, ends up punching him. But yeah, then IG-11 comes along and clatters them both.
Oh yeah. All right, my number one.
Oh wait,
is.
you go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say that their design is also amazing, and their scene in Return of the Jedi is also great. Where they're on the bikes and then they're chasing after Luke and Leia. So yeah, those are great.
Yeah. All right. My number one is the Scarif Troopers, because I think they're more commonly referred to as Beach Troopers. But if you look up Beach Troopers, you get Lego Star Wars, or you get Lego like little figures in a hot tub on a game. So yeah, I call them Scarif Troopers because they're from like they used to invade the planet of Scarif. I like the way the costume looks. I like the colours that like they just look like they are about to storm a beach. If you know what I mean. They're in Rogue One.
Yeah, they were in Rogue One. That was a film. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that film. Bit of a sad ending, but still a great film.
I won't lie, I didn't like the film too much, but the trooper does look very good. Like,
yeah,
you don't see that. It's definitely got a different design to a lot of other troopers you see. So, yeah, it's very good. All right then. That's about it. So, I've got a fair amount of information to talk about. We'll start off with Fantastic Four. Will not be an origin story in sort of Phase 6 film, Fantastic Four. Kevin Feige said it's not going to be. Everyone knows the origin story of them all, so what's the point of trying to make that into a film when everybody's already seen it? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I have never really been a fan of the Fantastic Four. I know that in the Multiverse of Madness film, the John Krasinski plays the guy with the stretchy arms.
Yeah.
Oh no, where is it? The fire guy. Yeah, no, it's the guy with the stretchy arms. I think it's Mr. Fantastic in it.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, John Krasinski plays Jim from The Office. There's 2 Office references in this one episode, so that's good start.
That's all good.
I've never been a fan of it, so I'm not the most educated person to give a statement on it. But if I'm honest, I agree with them. I don't think they should make a film about
it. They are making a film about it, but they're just not making it into an origin story of them.
Oh. Well, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest, because I've never been a fan. I'm sure the film will be like at least half decent, but like, an origin story would be good.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree with what Kevin Feige is saying. I think we've already seen them in 2 films before, and the 2015 one wasn't good at all. But I think it's good to see. I think we all know the story of them, so what's the point of trying to make another one and try and waste some of the film's potential? Because this film could be about Doctor Doom being a villain, or it could be something to do with Kang as well. It definitely will be a big part of the MCU. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that film. That's Phase 6, the first film of Phase 6. All right, next up, the Shang-Chi director is directing the Kang Dynasty.
Shang-Chi was a pretty good film. I quite liked it, to be honest.
I've mixed thoughts on the film. I think it's a little bit overrated, but I think the director was pretty good for it. So I'm hoping he does a good job with Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, I agree with
Um,
that.
yeah. I mean, obviously, it's not a film that you don't want to. It's not a film you want to mock up. That's the thing. It's just. I mean, it's too big of a film to go down.
Yeah,
To
that's great. Got a
yeah,
lot of potential in it.
like they should be. And let's be real. Like Phase 4 in general, this phase it hasn't been amazing.
Yeah.
So hopefully, maybe one of the more brighter sides of Phase 4 can do well with Kang Dynasty. Um, Spider-Man freshman year set in another universe, so it's not set in the regular 616 universe. I think it's set in the I can't remember to be honest, but it is set in another universe.
Spider-Man freshman year. What's that about? I haven't heard of that yet.
Oh, so it's basically it's about Spider-Man. Well, as you guess, but um,
Oh yeah.
it's like an origin story from him. So you know how in
Uh,
Civil War when you see Tony Stark and Aunt May talking in the front room.
yeah.
Instead of that being Tony Stark, it would be Norman Osborn.
Ah,
So it's a bit more. It's a bit like a what if as well, but there's going to be characters like Doc Ock, being in there, and a few others. So
I'm looking
um,
forward to that. Then that sounds pretty good.
yeah, so I think that's releasing in 2024. So that'll be fun to see.
2024. So got a while to wait, but
Yeah.
sounds good. Something to look forward to.
Yeah. Miss Minutes returning for Loki season 2. I enjoyed Loki season 1, and I thought Miss Minutes was quite a fun character.
Was Miss Minutes the little clock
Yeah,
that told him not to do something?
yeah, that's her. Yeah. Gave me
Yeah, I liked Loki season 1. It was good.
yeah. She also gave me a jump scare in the season finale when she just turned up out of nowhere, in like the Kang's house. So yeah, that I think it will be good to see her. She'll probably be working alongside Kang or something like that. Yeah. Um, let's see. Uh, The Johnny Blaze poster was spotted in the She-Hulk trailer. If you don't know She-Hulk, no, if you don't know Johnny Blaze is Ghost Rider.
Oh, then we could have another Ghost Rider film.
We could do, which I'd be happy to see because Ghost Rider is one of my favorite. I really like Ghost Rider. He's just
I don't think I've watched. Sorry, I don't think I've watched the second one, but the first one I really liked. It was quite a good film.
yeah. I watched the first one as well, and I really enjoyed it. As much as Nicolas Cage. Yeah, there could have been another actor for Ghost Rider, but yeah, he was very cool. Ghost Rider. So, I mean, if he turns up in like a post-credit scene as She-Hulk, then that would be insane.
Yeah,
Um,
that'd be great.
yeah. All right. Aaron Taylor Johnson says Craven the Hunter. Craven will be the hunter we all want to see in the Craven the Hunter film in 2023.
Craven the Hunter.
Do you know who he is?
I'm looking it up now. Hold on, Craven the Hunter. Oh, this dude. He's like got two. He's got. Is he Is in one of the Lego Batman films?
He might have been, yeah, but he's he's a Spider-Man villain.
That was Randall Savage. Spider-Man, but yeah, this guy. I remember I saw someone on TikTok about it, or no, YouTube Shorts or something. So I get lost into scrolling through them sometimes. I saw something about it. I think that would make a very, very good film. That has a lot of potential.
Yeah, it is coming out next year in 2023 January.
I'll make sure I watch that. Then we can go. We can do what we did for Minions. We can go and watch it again.
Yeah, maybe not in the suits this time though, but yeah, definitely.
Oh well, Minions was a special occasion.
Yeah, definitely. Minions was top quality cinematography.
I saw no flaws in that film.
Agreed. I'm looking forward to seeing Kraven the Hunter actually because I had high hopes for Morbius, and that turned out to be Morbius. Just check the reviews for that.
Exactly what you'd expect it to be.
Yeah. Craven. If Aaron Taylor Johnson is saying this about it, I mean, I hope he's saying. I hope he's correct in what he's saying because I really hope it doesn't turn out to be a massive meme like Morbius was. Because Craven is a cool character. We'll probably see Morbius in a post-credit scene along with Michael Keaton. So Michael Keaton as Vulture. So hopefully they don't muck up this film. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, there was a few projects, probably Phase 6 projects, that were filed in. They were filed the other day. So I'll start off Nomad. These are all Marvel films. So I don't even know who Nomad is, to be honest, but I'll just quickly search it up right now. Nomad. Nomad is the name of several fictional characters appearing in. The Nomad name and costume were created. Oh, okay. Oh, he was an alternate identity for the original Captain America, Steve Rogers. So I wonder how that will work then. Maybe.
I'm just asking to see a little poster of Steve Evans playing him.
It's Chris Evans.
Oh yeah, Steve Evans. That's a bloody snake manager.
I think it would be a Nomad. I think I don't know what kind of route they'll take with that, but I think it would be pretty cool. Maybe something to do with the Captain America New World Order post credit scene.
Yeah.
There could be something to do with like maybe Bucky becomes Nomad, or who knows.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi, Wreckage of Time.
Second Shang-Chi film.
Yeah. The name is pretty interesting as well. Wreckage of Time. Makes me lure me in a little bit. I think it will be probably to do with the creation of the rings. It'll have something to do with that. But I think it'll be interesting to see. The name definitely interests me towards it. So yeah.
That has potential for Doctor Strange to make a cameo in it because he's all about time and he's got a time stone on his little eye.
Yeah.
Thing.
Or used to at least. I reckon. Wong. Wong will probably have a massive part of it because obviously Wong was in the last Shang-Chi film, so I reckon he'll have some big part of this one.
He'll probably have a part in it,
yeah. Okay, next up, Black Knight Origins. So, Black Knight, Dane Whiteman in Eternals.
Yes.
Yeah, in the post-credit scene where Blade turns up. So, obviously, I think we'll see Blade in this film then.
Yeah. Was Blade the guy that mistakes for Morbius?
Yeah, that's him. Blade's the vampire hunter, and Morbius is the vampire.
Yeah.
Speaking of like Blade and Black Knight, Midnight Suns as well, which features Ghost Rider. I'm pretty sure Blade, Moon Knight. So hopefully we'll see a return of Oscar Isaac. A few others for Midnight Suns, but it's definitely one that we'll definitely get a lot of people interested, because it's one of the more popular character groups in Marvel.
Yeah.
Midnight Suns, Marvel.
I'm looking at it now. It's got like different alternate versions of Spider-Man. Some got Ghost Rider. Who's that? Scarlet Witch for some reason. Luke Cage.
Doctor Strange.
Wolverine. Yeah, Doctor Strange. There's about a million different posters for it.
Yeah. And surprisingly enough, here I've just seen Morbius.
Oh, fun!
All right, so potentially come. I really hope he doesn't come into the MCU. To be honest, I don't think that'd be great at all. But yeah, I think that'll be a very interesting film actually.
Yeah, I think that'll be a great film.
All right. Next up is Eternity Wars. So obviously we've just seen Eternity in what was it? Yeah, the character Eternity, in Thor Love and Thunder. So potentially it's something to do with him, but I'm not too sure. I don't know what it's actually about. It's something to do with, so it's a war between its creations, the Aspirants and the Celestials. I don't know what Aspirants are, so it probably has something to do with Eternals. I'll just have a look what they are right now. What's your thoughts on this?
I've just looked him up, and he looks like a very cool character. I think that would make a very good film.
Oh, why?
I've just looked him up.
Yeah.
He's with planets, a planetary cape on. He looks. I think that's gonna becomes one.
I mean, if we see a war between them and the Celestials, I think that would be very cool.
Yeah.
What I'd assume for that though is, obviously there's another character here, Celestials End of Time, which we'll probably link into that, and I think Celestials End of Time it's probably going to have something to do with, potentially Guardians of the Galaxy, but also Shang-Chi, because if you see Wreckage of Time and Celestials End of Time, who knows? We could see that, and it could also confirm that the rings have some kind of link to the Celestials or Eternals.
Yeah, that'd be a very good crossover.
Yeah, I think it would link Phase 6 very well together as well, and
yeah,
probably at some point in that, Kang will get some kind of power from the Celestials, and that's how he'll get so powerful. So, who knows? Yeah. Last one is Avengers Academy.
I can guarantee you that's going to be. I've not heard of it yet, but is it something like what's it called, a High School Musical thing?
Oh, I really hope it isn't, because yeah, it does look a bit like that. Yeah. Well, I mean, I hope it has Kate Bishop in it, because I quite like her character. But out of all the films that we just mentioned there, it's probably the least one I'm looking forward to. I don't really know anything about it, first of all, and it just doesn't sound interesting.
I've just seen it. This looks ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know what on earth that's going to be about. Yeah.
Are you looking at an animated poster? Because that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, that's what exactly I saw as well.
Oh, Christ alive, Jesus.
Yeah. God, I really hope we don't get that when we get Avengers Academy.
Jesus.
Yeah. Anyway, have you got anything you want to say? Like any information you saw?
England women won the World Cup. It's
Yeah.
nothing to do with the podcast, but
yeah,
I'll get that out
there. Massive for England, I guess. I thought might as well mention it.
Yeah.
Sport in England.
I have not seen anything apart from what you've just told me. I've seen this atrocity, Avengers Academy, which looks stupid and ridiculous.
Alright, well, I'm not looking forward to 2025 when that releases, or 2024, I'm not even sure. Yeah, that's probably the year it's coming out, or 2024, I'm not even sure anymore.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
2025, bro. They're going to make us wait 3 years for that crap.
You know, the worst part about that is, well, that we're getting Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars that year, and then we're just going to end up getting bloody Avengers Academy at the same time.
I know.
Oh god. Yeah. So that's about it in the podcast then. Let's see what we're talking about next week. Probably just some more top threes. To be honest, I don't know anything that's releasing next week. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you next week. Goodbye.